let me share a mindset with you that is going to give you a bit of a paradigm shift, okay? And that is simply the way I like to look at the world is the goal for me isn't freedom, it's not money, it's not anything, it's simply just quality of life. Because you can have freedom, but have no money, or have no one to spend that freedom of time with, and then your quality of life isn't as good. You can have money, but no freedom. Quality of life isn't as good. You get the point, right? So quality of life, if you set that as your goal, if you make that your idealistic state of being that you're striving towards, in terms of the way that you place systems in your life, the way you live your life, the way you set your life up, if you're striving towards living a life of good quality, and that's your goal, rather than just make money, make money, make money. Because I've gone down that path of just business mode. Okay, and what do I always preach to you guys? Yin and yang, balance is absolutely important. If you do not have balance, and I know it sounds a bit like pussy, right? I get it, because that's how I used to think, oh, balance is for pussies, you don't need balance, just work, you know what I mean? Just work every day or whatever. I agree, but mentally, you need the balance at least. And this is my point, what I'm gonna get into today, right? Quality of life is the goal, number one, because we can both agree that if you have quality of life as your goal, everything else that you want, money, women, healthy relationships with your family, a good physique, all of these things will just come naturally to you, okay? Rather than setting one of these external things as your goal, like money or a good physique or women, these are just external things in the universe. They don't actually, nothing's actually real, okay? Everything is just based upon your perspective and the way you see the world and the way you experience the world. That can be completely different to the way that I experience the world. So what's real for you might not be real for me. You might feel sad over certain things, whether it's that emotion just simply doesn't exist when I experience the same thing as you. You get what I'm saying? Bit of a deep one, but please don't let that go over your head. Now, with quality of life in mind, you understand that all the external things you want will come naturally, so we can tick that off the list. Now we need to understand how to actually create a positive quality of life for yourself. And it's very, very simple. I want to keep this quick. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to do the dwelling in this video. I don't want to sit here and walk you through it. I'm going to explain my outlook on life. You walk away, contemplate, go meditate on this thought and see where your mind takes you. Because it's ultimately your ideas that shape your own reality, not mine, okay? So, I give myself time to rest mentally, physically, whatever it may be. Now, I do not mean taking rest days. I work out and I exercise every single day. I work on my business every single day. I make money every single day. I do all of these productive things every single day. However, I schedule time in to rest. Now, what do I mean by the word rest? I mean switching off, not thinking about the next task and the next damn bro, the lighting's just, I don't know if I like this one better actually, that's kind of cool. I'm not constantly thinking about, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. In fact, this is better. You have to give yourself time to switch off from the next mission. Because if you're constantly in that tunnel vision state trying to get towards a certain goal, then you get blindsided and you miss opportunities that could actually take you further. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I made my first £10,000 online from my fucking phone, when literally a year before that, not even a year before that, let me really put this into perspective. 3 months before I made 10 grand, I was broken. I was in my overdraft. I had minus £132 in the bank, something along those lines. Couldn't even afford a Greggs sausage roll. And then I made 10 grand 3 months later. Why? Because I realized I was sat in a cafe and I had a tuna melt sandwich and a newspaper that I kind of flipped through a little bit. And I was sat there with my headphones in, listening to some music, fuck the lights, just listen to me speak. And I thought to myself, what am I missing? What is it? Because I was literally about to sit down in this cafe and do a bit of work, right? And I realized I'm working too much. I know it seems a bit weird. It seems like a bit of a cope. Like, oh, if you're just lazy, just say that. But let me explain what I mean. You have to mentally give yourself time away from the things that you're consistently doing in order to open up new perspectives, to see it from an outside perspective, and to give yourself new inspiration and new ideas. When I opened my mind up to different business models, to try different ways of doing things, it made me 10K. Whereas before, I was tunnel vision, so fixated on this one goal, so stubborn. I thought I was being determined. It was just stubbornness. It was closed-minded, tunnel vision. That's all it was. And the reason for that was because I was so constantly in this state of stress, constantly in this state of work mode every single day. Now, what I regularly do is I go for a cycle in the beautiful sun. As you can see, I'm in the gym right now. If you just look out there, it's nice and sunny today. So, and when I'm on this cycle, I turn my brain off, or I'll think about other things, anything else other than work. Because if all that you do is fixate and focus your mind, your energy, your physical energy, your mental energy, and you only focus that on one aspect, one facet of life, of course you're not going to evolve in other areas. And sometimes you need to evolve in other areas of your life that you might not expect in order for you to then grow in the area that you're trying to focus on. So financially, let me just use that as an example. You want to make 10K online. Sometimes it's not financially, what am I doing wrong? What can I be doing better in the business? It might be something wrong with you as a person, the way you look at the world. There might be a personality block that's stopping you from making 10K. Maybe you get too emotional. Maybe you're too greedy. Maybe you're too desperate for clients. And by doing that inner personal work, that will then help you evolve to make 10K. But the only way you do that is by taking your mind away from work. Now, I do not mean having days off, so to speak. I do that sometimes. I'll give myself a day because, you know, you are your own boss. As an entrepreneur, it's a blessing and a curse. You have to assign yourself these days where you work and where you don't work. And they are essential. Days off, rest days. I don't mean that in terms of the gym, work out every day. Rest days are literally a psyop. But mental rest days, taking your mind and focusing it on something else, or just letting it flow, not focusing on anything. Being present and letting your mind flow and taking inspiration from things that you wouldn't have even seen before because you were so fixated on the other thing. That is essential, that is productive. Do not get and fall into the bad mindset of resting and thinking about anything else other than work. It's unproductive. I need to be thinking about work all day, every day. I need to constantly be doing the next task and the next task. Otherwise, I'm lazy and I'm not productive. Meditation, being present, spending time with your family, being social, going for a little bike ride in the park, not thinking about work, that is productive. Do you know why? Because it's the prerequisite to your business success. It's March as I record this, and I said to myself, I'm going war mode in March. Now what war mode is, and what it means, is I'm gonna work consistently every single day, all day, non-stop, and that's all I do. I wake up, I fast, barely eat, okay? And that's for a positive reason. I'm not punishing myself or anything like that. Fasting is amazing, do your research. I fast, I go to the gym, I come back and I work all day. And that's what I've been doing for the entirety of March, okay? Now, I'm telling you this from first-hand experience. Being in war mode is good, and you can get a lot done business-wise, productive-wise, okay? If you just sit and you only focus on work all day, every day, you can get a lot done. But without the other aspect, without the balance of those mental rest days, let me make myself very clear, no physical rest days. You do physical activity every single day. Mentally, you take your mind away and you focus on other things. That is a necessity. That is a prerequisite to your overall success and, what we mentioned before, your overall quality of life. Because if you don't do that, you're closing your mind off to potential opportunities that you could have seen if you just opened your mind and let it flow, rather than keeping it tunnel vision and focusing on one thing. You understand what I'm saying? So in this month of March, when I've worked every single day, okay, made as much money as I physically, humanly possibly could, I still understand, even in this war mode, that I need time to let my mind flow. Normally how I operate and how I live my life is I wake up, instantly, I'm in productive mode. What do I need to do? This task. When this task is done, I'm focusing on the next task, then the next task, then the next task. And that will happen until the moment I fall asleep. And then I wake up and I'll repeat the cycle. That's good, it's productive, it gets shit done. But you don't want to live like that forever, all the time, constantly. You do need these days, either, and again, this is up to you, how you schedule it and how you do this, but you need those days where you take mental breaks, right? Sometimes I like to give myself a full day off. Right, Tuesday, after a long week last week of work, I'm gonna give myself a Tuesday off where I spend the whole day doing whatever I wanna do. No thinking about work, no notifications on the phone, family time, nice cycle in the park, ice cream, whatever I wanna do. Stay off. My mind is away from work. And you know what? I come back the day after, motivated, clear, inspired, new ideas I didn't have before. It's a prerequisite to success. It's productive. Only if you do it strategically. You don't want to use this as a coping mechanism to not do shit, to not get things done. I'm taking a mental break. Do it strategically. Every now and then, I'll give myself a full day off. Maybe every now and then, I'll give myself a full month off, a full week off. You can schedule it however works best for you. Sometimes, and this is what I like to do most regularly, is I'll be working my normal way, and I'll give myself an hour where I just don't think about work. Rather than being in this constant war mode, this constant go, 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 sometimes I'll give myself just an hour to switch off, go for a little walk, meditate, go to the gym with music on, and don't think about anything. Let my mind flow. Do you understand what I'm saying? Those mental rests are absolutely paramount. Make sure you implement them somewhere in your life. You do need that balance. You can't just be an absolute workhorse forever. And the main reason is because what is the fucking point? You're making money, great. You're building yourself this life of freedom, amazing. But you can't even enjoy it. Your quality of life is actually worse than if you were to just work a 9 to 5. Do you know why? Because you're never giving this a time to think about anything else or to have a break. You're constantly focused on one thing. It's not a very fun life, is it? Give yourself a better quality of life, focus on other things, look after yourself. I'll see you soon.